Looking for a new playmat or some custom sleeves? You can support Magic Untapped in the process by clicking on the affiliate link for Inked Gaming in the description. On May 13, 2011, the 55th expansion in Magic the Gathering history came out, bringing another 175 cards, including 3 reprints, into the game. As the concluding chapter in the 3-set Scars of Mirrodin block, Wizards of the Coast teased 2 names of the set, not wanting to let the cat out of the bag as to which side won the conflict in Mirrodin Besieged. To that end, the set was to be called either Mirrodin Pure, implying that the Mirrans successfully repelled the new Phyrexian threat, or New Phyrexia, meaning the Phyrexians succeeded in corrupting and overtaking the plane of Mirrodin. In late March, not too long before the set's pre-release, the truth was known. The Phyrexians had won, and New Phyrexia would be the set's official name.
We wanted to use the block to sort of reintroduce them as villains, and we set up this dynamic where there's a war between Phyrexia and the Mirrans. And Phyrexia wins. That Mirrodin turns into New Phyrexia. And not only that, we see Phyrexia get exposed through all the colors. Each of the different Phyrexians have invaded a different color, and so they each have a very different outlook on what it is to be a Phyrexian and what their job is.
As the first truly Phyrexian-focused set, New Phyrexia introduced 5 new mana symbols, referred to as Phyrexian mana. These symbols resemble the Phyrexian symbol with color-specific colored backgrounds. This type of mana can be paid either through the conventional generation of mana, or by paying 2 life to artificially create one of that color. The set also saw the return of the block's previously established mechanics of Infect, Proliferate, Living Weapon, Middlecraft, and Imprint. In addition to that, New Phyrexia also introduces a cycle of new named Phyrexian villains to Magic. These would be the Phyrexian Praetors, Elish Norn, Grand Cenobite, Jin Gitaxias, Core Augur, Sheoldred, Whispering One, Urabrask, the Hidden, and Vorinclex, Voice of Hunger.
Each color has their own agenda of what they think the right way to spread the Phyrexian ideal is. Remember, they don't have the ability to planeswalk. They got brought to this plane by Karn accidentally, but they have no means to get off the plane. And so right now, they've taken over Mirrodin, and there's all these Praetors, and they have all these desires, and they would love to infect the whole multiverse, but they can't get off New Phyrexia.
And how do these Phyrexians differ from the OG Phyrexians from Yawgmoth's reign on the actual original plane of Phyrexia?
The original Phyrexians were very much Yawgmoth's Phyrexians. These are Phyrexians through the Praetors. And like I said, there's 5 different takes on them, and you get to see them through all the different colors. So I really think there's kind of a neat sort of retake on the Phyrexians. Once again, they're adaptive and relentless and toxic and viral. They are the perfect Magic villains. They really are.
No disrespect to Yawgmoth, of course. In getting back to the actual cards found in New Phyrexia, the set had, technically, 6 cycles, which is double what the previous set, Mirrodin Besieged, had. Most notable among them include the aforementioned Praetors, Chancellors, 5 rare cards that can be revealed at the start of the game for a small effect to give the player an early advantage, and basic lands. Like Mirrodin Besieged before it, New Phyrexia also boasts a cycle of basic lands that are designed to show either a scene inside the Phyrexianized core of Mirrodin, or references to Mirrodin's artifact lands. As far as the set's promotional cards are concerned, attendees of New Phyrexia's pre-release event received an alternate art, foil, Sheoldred, Whispering One card. Launch party participants were given a Phyrexian Metamorph. Magic Game Day participants were provided with a promotional, full art Priest of Urabrask, whereas top 8 finishers won a full art Mirror Superior. Also, the set's buy box promo was a Surgical Extraction. As far as non-promotional cards worth a mention goes, New Phyrexia boasts a decent variety of them beyond the Praetors, each of which are pretty darn good. Birthing Pod, the one-time backbone of several combo decks. The card wound up being banned in Modern in January of 2015. Dismember, a rather effective creature removal spell despite the fact that, thanks to its Phyrexian mana, can often cost its caster 4 life to pull off. Etched Monstrosity, which continues a series of etched artifact creatures that began with Etched Oracle in 5th Dawn, and continued with Etched Champion in Scars of Mirrodin. Phyrexian Probe, technically, free card draw spell, thanks to its Phyrexian mana cost. Eventually, the card was banned in Modern, Legacy, Vintage, and Pauper, thanks to its ability to freely expand a player's storm count in Storm Strategy decks. Karn Liberated, Magic's first colorless planeswalker. Beyond that, the card is quite powerful and is often found within modern Tron decks. Mental Misstep, a very specific counterspell that, upon release, was banned in Modern and was immediately popular in both Legacy and Vintage. That is, until it was soon banned in the former. Phyrexian Obliterator, an updated version of the Suicide Black creature Phyrexian Negator, in an extremely aggressive and damage-punishing card thanks to its anti-self-damage ability. The card would be reprinted in 2023's Phyrexia All Will Be One. Surgical Extraction, a popular and versatile sideboard card thanks to its mono Phyrexian mana casting cost. And Sword of War and Peace. No, I'm not talking about the really long novel.
Leo Tolstoy's War and Peace.
This is a continuation upon the block's expansion upon the original Mirrodin block series of Sword of X and Y cards. And as mentioned before, there's also that 5 Phyrexian Praetor cycle. Elishnorn Grand Cenobite, Jin-Gitaxias Core Augur, Shieldred, Whispering One, or Bresk the Hidden, and Vorinclex Voice of Hunger, all of which have found a home in one deck or another. So where does New Phyrexia leave these new Phyrexians in terms of the overall Magic the Gathering multiverse?
The Phyrexians are a big major threat and something that will have to be dealt with one of these days. They are also something that's very iconically Magic. We do a lot of things where we sort of borrow from other places and other things, and that's cool and that's awesome. And I like all our influences from the world around us and all the resonance. But it's kind of neat to have a villain that really feels sort of a Magic villain, that you're not seeing them somewhere else. These are a very Magic-y thing, so I think it's really cool.
So what are your thoughts on New Phyrexia? Please share what you think about the set in the comments section below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and remember to subscribe to Magic Untapped for more Magic history videos. Also, we have a tip jar on Patreon if you would like to support our efforts. Thanks for watching.